We're live? Yes, we are live. Okay. Cheezy,
I don't see it yet.
It's there. It's the number's rolling. There we go. Cheezy, we were just
Right.
saying, man, or before the show, we were just saying how things can go wrong when you do it live. Things can go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh,
Take
no!
the blame. You know, you invited
you're back,
somebody
you're back.
from
Oh, God.
Communication Error Podcast.
We just had a
Okay.
communication error.
I was just gonna say, I'll take the blame. I'm from Communication Error. This is bound to happen, you know. And when it does happen, it's like someone said the secret word, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're back. We'll wait for some people to hop back in here, but it sounds like we left on a cliffhanger with a very important thing.
Yes. Well, I'm not ready. We're not ready yet, Drip. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
No.
The cliffhanger will have to wait a few more seconds.
You're gonna have to pay for the sequel. $70 for the sequel, actually. So happy you're back. Somebody hacked Samantha's fucking profile, dude. There's
Yeah,
no
I know.
way.
We're getting hacked. That's what's going on. Hacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you share this link, Drip?
What link?
The new stream link, Drip.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to share it. That's not what you told me to do.
Yeah, whatever. I already got it. At everyone, Discord. We're back. We're back.
Okay.
After
Did you?
technical difficulties.
I just realized I didn't even like post anything anywhere.
You're batting 1,000 today, Drip.
We're killing it. Okay, I'll post this one. I'll post the part 2. The part 2 I'll post. We're gonna have another short little pre-show here. Share.
Oh yeah.
We will post it. Create a post.
So what's this, everyone? What's this important thing? What's this important thing? You'll just have to
Oh
wait.
yeah, you wait. You wait. You just wait. It's so important.
Yeah, it's so important. So important that the whole computer crashed. That's what happened, guys. My computer froze at the perfect time, apparently.
Computer's like, I can't handle this excitement.
I know.
It just stopped. It just stopped living.
That's right. Perfect cliffhanger. I know. It's couldn't worked out any better.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and actually see the cliffhanger. Was it actually you forgot one important thing and then it shut off? What were the last words?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm asking the chat.
Yeah.
Let me pop this chat back out again so I can put it over here where I can see it.
Jeff Troyvania calling it the Drippin' OGs podcast.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
That's pretty good.
Nice. Love it. Yeah, definitely not planned because when you leave a live stream like that and don't reconnect quickly, it ruins your day because now there's 2 fucking stream VODs instead of 1. But this is why.
Gonna be a mess.
This is why we record the podcast and upload it to the podcast platforms. It's not going to sound like that in the edited version. It's going to be nicely put together. Also, my webcam is darker now, which that's annoying.
Oh, it is.
That's okay.
It's not in here. It is on there though. That's weird.
It's darker both. It's just on stream. I have a different through OBS. There's a different I'll call it a LUT basically that I have on top of it. That makes it look a little different. I don't think it's actually a LUT, but anyway.
Took a screenshot of them at the moment and posted it in Geeb's Discord. Cool.
Boy,
I need to check that out.
We will check it out.
Okay.
So
we good?
I think we're okay to start. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. 4 minutes in. Perfect. All right. So we left on a cliffhanger, Drip. What was that cliffhanger? I don't remember. What were we
You forgot one important thing, Geeb.
Oh, yeah.
One very
that's
important
why I
thing.
grabbed
At the
my
beginning
mouse.
of the show, you were supposed to do something that we do every single show, and you just flew right past it. You didn't do it. I knew it was happening. It was too late at that point. You had already started conversation. I didn't want to interrupt you, but we don't have a sponsor.
That's correct.
In today's podcast, so we are going to be the sponsor. And what we are doing for you, the listeners, is we're actually giving away a $50 eShop gift card. And to win that $50 eShop gift card, all you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star review on our podcast. It's very simple to do. You just go in, you can type whatever you want. You don't even have to be nice. As long as it's a 5-star review, you're entered to win. And if you don't win this time, you're entered to win for the next one. We're probably gonna give this thing away when Geeb is here in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
That'll be 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be announcing the winner at that time. So you need to hurry up and do it. And if you've already done it, that's great. You should go make another account with a new email and do it again. Increase your chances. The 5-star reviews do help us a ton. So
yes, they do.
We do want those. And right now, Geeb is going to go ahead and read one of those 5-star reviews on the air live.
That's correct. This review comes from a user called A Starcher.
I know who that is. I know that person. I know him.
This is my favorite podcast ever. I see they get their spelling and punctuation from their father. Favorite podcast ever. Right. It is super awesome sauce.
We don't fucking spell in this house. Get out of here.
So
spelling.
A Starcher, thank you for the review of the Drip Deep podcast. You are technically entered to win the $50 eShop gift card.
Yeah.
Although Drip's daughter wins, that is I will even say this rigged.
Okay, listen, and we can't. It has to be random because she's in it. It has to be completely random because I don't want people thinking I'm picking her. But she doesn't even want a gift card. I told her if she actually wins, I was gonna have to just give her $50 instead of a gift. She doesn't even play Switch. She doesn't give a shit about that. She's like, well, if I win, what do I? Can I get the? I mean, I guess. I was like, just go leave a review, please.
If it's her favorite podcast, then it's also her favorite.
Oh yeah, because she's listened her favorite so many times.
Yeah, of course, man. It's a favorite podcast.
Yeah, every episode. She's probably listening right now. I'm sure she is.
Oh, you know it. You know it. So thank you, A Starcher, for leaving your review. You were entered to win a $50 eShop gift card in 3 weeks. And we have another review for next week already, so I'm excited to read that one. We'll do that next week. And before we go, before we keep moving on, I want to remind the people who are remaining in stream, because again, sorry guys, we had technical difficulties. My computer pooped, so I restarted it. If you're coming back in stream, thank you. Please leave a like on this one as well if you haven't done so already. Just helps with the YouTube algorithms. So yes, I can't wait to edit this together with 2 different things. It'll be great. But that's my problem, not yours. Speaking of my problem, I want GameCube games on the Nintendo Switch, and we have a lot of them. But that's the thing. That's the thing, guys. While there are a lot of games on there, I would like more, but I feel like Nintendo is going to be less inclined to put GameCube on. They're going to be less inclined to put the GameCube NSO. GameCube NSO on Switch. They're not gonna do that because they're making so much freaking money posting games like Luigi's the games like that's Luigi's Mansion 2. 1,000 Year Doors GameCube port, Metroid Prime Remastered. They're posting those games for a lot of money, so it makes me think that they're not going to be putting the system on Nintendo Switch Online. However, Drip.
Or are they? Or
are they?
Or are they?
That's right.
Because we have leaks now that are saying that they are making a GameCube controller. Nintendo is making a GameCube controller. This is not a third-party thing. This looks to be some of the same type of parts, the same type of things. We know it's wireless for sure. It looks like this is going to be the same thing we saw with the 64 controller.
Yeah.
For the online stuff, the Super Nintendo controllers, the regular NES controllers. Why didn't they make any of the other ones go on the side of the Switch, though? Why is it just the NES ones? Wouldn't it be cool if, like, the 64 controllers
just like the prongs out on the side? Yeah.
Drip, it would be cool. And actually, there's companies who thought that that'd be a good idea and actually did it, like Nixie and Binbuck, who sponsor this podcast, if you forgot already, Drip.
Well, I'm talking about the 64 controller, not the...
the 64 controller.
Wait, yeah, just 2 64 controllers on the side.
Right.
Just completely.
Well, that'd be kind of weird, though, because it's like...
It would be terrible, but it would look great.
Where would the stick go?
Out, just straight out. Like,
how about like 2 halves?
Connect on the tops.
2 halves of the stick.
Connected on the tops.
It's a half stick on both sides. You have to like figure it out.
And you can see inside of it.
Yeah.
It's just open plastic hanging off the... I like
solid
that too.
middle. No, but we're actually going to read... Drip sent me something to read out in the show, so I'm going to read this here, right now. It says, a user on Femi Boards, Luigi Blood, posted some customs shipping data. In this was discovered to be possible reference to a GameCube controller with a similar code name and its parts to a previous Nintendo Switch Online controller. Another user, LIC, backed this up, but both users still have reservations about what this means. Even though this is coming from a public shipping data, kudos to those willing to take the time to do it, I still put the flare as rumor since nothing is confirmed till officially announced, or more specifically, a leak of what this means. You have to be registered. Okay, yeah. So that is the thing that Drip had me read. There, I read it.
Good job. You did great reading it too.
I didn't do that bad. I only messed up.
You did wonderful.
Yeah.
So I here's what I think we got from this. Clearly, we know 100%. I mean, these parts. Okay, yeah, and seriously, it says kudos to these people going through these manifests, like looking at these, like that's nuts to do. Like that is crazy. That is like some serious detective work. But this is real. Like these parts. I mean, they're saying that some of them are clearly parts for GameCube controllers. Like, not going to be anything else. We know that's happening. The big question is it because they're just putting a bunch of games on the Switch that are GameCube games, or are we actually getting GameCube on Nintendo Switch Online?
Cheezy, what do you think?
Yeah, the way that I see it right now is kind of what you're saying is like they are making money off of these ports and remakes. I don't know how much money, but it seems like it's doing okay. I think that they release the games first. Say like they remake Wind Waker, and then maybe 6 months from then, it will be on the GameCube app. The same way that they did the 3D All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
They had Mario 64. They also had, well, I guess Mario 64 is the only example in this, but Mario 64 came out, and then it came out onto the N64 app.
A weird thing about that, though, is they took it away from us.
Yeah.
They told us we weren't allowed to buy it anymore because it was on the All-Stars thing. The All-Stars thing was a limited time thing, and then they just took it away, which is weird. I mean, I guess that's kind of a thing in that, but I think you may be right about some of that stuff. I don't know. It's just they do so many different things. It's so hard to even figure out where their head's at because they never do the same thing with, we're like, oh, well, they did this with that, so then they'll keep going.
Well, it's just weird too because like haven't they said, or the rumor is right now, that we'll be able to carry our Nintendo profile onto Switch too?
Yeah.
So like GameCube probably isn't coming out on the Switch, but it definitely, I think we're going to get what we had with Virtual Console at some point, right? They're making money having people subscribe to their platform versus just having all the games available all at once.
When I wonder what the difference in the money they're making, like let's say, because they are making money off of the online service, clearly, or they wouldn't be doing it. That's the whole point. And I think we talked about, when was it? Last week, a couple weeks ago. The thing about the difference between Nintendo doing what they're doing with their online service and like Xbox Game Pass, Nintendo's just making money. They don't have to pay anybody to have other games on their server. Maybe, well, Sega, that's it. But they're not bringing games in and paying these publishers like Game Pass does. How Microsoft is paying things out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They only have their games. They've got to be making some pretty good money there. But my question is, do you think they're making more money on that than they are on the GameCube remakes that they're doing on the Switch right now? Which one do you think is making them more money?
NSO.
I agree, honestly. I think it is.
Because like, how much did Thousand Year Door sell? We don't know yet, but like, have there been any
I'm
reports
pretty
on it?
sure it's looking like it's going to outsell Origami King.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
That's different. That one sold really well, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't really think of it in that perspective of like what's making them more money, NSO or the games. And my immediate thought would be the reported games, because like that was my immediate thought, was the games would be. But then the kind of thinking about it, you guys making me think about it, like, yeah, I think you're right. Like NSO is, they got to do next to nothing for that. There's not a remaster, not a port. It's just emulation on a service that they just upload a file that's pretty small anyway. And like they're just gonna make sure I'm sure there's certain compatibility issues with emulators and stuff like that. But besides that, it's very easy. And these ports and remasters, while sometimes don't look that grand, do take a lot of work to put out there. I mean, I think Metroid Prime Remastered is the best example of that.
Oh, yeah, they did a lot to that, and they sold it for $40.
Making no sense.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's crazy.
No sense.
That's the one I don't get, because the rest of them are 60, right? What was Thousand Year Door was 60, right?
Yeah.
Thousand Year Door was 60. Luigi's Mansion was
Yeah.
60. Like, that is crazy because Metroid looks so good.
Like miles better.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this with you guys on your show, the Communication Era podcast. Right, Cheezy?
Yeah.
We talked about that very thing.
When I wasn't there.
Yeah, where you were disinvited. You disinvited yourself.
I did disinvite myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't
It's
want
okay.
to.
But yeah, so I think they make a lot more money with the NSO. As much as I think they do make a lot of money from the ports, I still think they make more money with NSO. That's didn't think about it like that. But here's the thing, guys. You know, I think this is a big setup. They are preparing. This is not happening now. This is a setup. They're setting it up for either 2025 or maybe even 2026, but I feel like it's definitely 2025. At some point during 2025, during one of the first Switch 2 Directs, they're going to drop some nuggets on us. And, of course, one of those nuggets, I believe, is going to be GameCube Online. GameCube for Nintendo Switch Online.
Well, there's also one other thing I wanted to add.
With that, they are adding a price increase as well. You can guarantee.
Or a different tier, or a totally different tier.
Either one or both. Or both.
Well, okay, it's coming at some point because this goes right with some stuff, and I forgot to tell you about this earlier. This goes right with another leak that happened, I don't know, what was it, 6-7 months ago? Where all this stuff popped up, and it's like GameCube controller icons that look exactly like the 64 ones and exactly like all the other stuff whenever you connect one of these things to your Switch and you have that little icon to say, oh, you have a 64 controller connect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All those for the GameCube controllers those have been found. Those are a thing. They're real. So, I mean, this it's coming. It's definitely, anybody who thinks that it's not, like, I've seen some people say, like, oh, they can't do GameCube because the games are too big. I mean, they're like a gig. They're not that big. But get a fucking memory card. Come on. Like, you can totally put those things on there.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Big. They're not big.
And I think you're right. It's not happening this year.
Maybe they're maybe they're hundreds of megabytes, maybe. Which is big, which is bigger than all the other stuff on NSO, that's for sure. But I'm
pretty sure they're around a gig. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. Hundreds of megabytes. They rarely go over a gig. And even still, they can make a 10 gigabyte app on Switch Online, and that's for GameCube. And that's 10 gigabytes really isn't much. That's a third of the original Switch's storage. That's not really not that much.
Side note, I just want to say I think it is really cool that Nintendo has that feature where it shows what controller is plugged in, and like it's not just a generic like, oh, yep, this is your Pro controller. It's the designed Pro controller that you have. Like, if it's an official Nintendo product, it's like, oh yeah, this is the red Joy-Con, this is the pink one, this is the Splatoon 3 Pro controller. Like, that's awesome. I love that
they do that
little detail.
Really quick too, before we go too much further, the size of the GameCube discs only held 1.46 gigabytes, so nothing was bigger than that.
There you go.
I think if GameCube is coming, the first game that they announce, and they have a GameCube controller, they have online, it's going to be Melee.
Oh yeah, Smash, yes.
And it's a way for Nintendo to actually like approve tournaments. It's to bring the community in, although I don't know if Nintendo, like, if they would forgive Nintendo
after all this. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but at least I guess it's better than nothing, right? So
yeah, but
I think that's going to be the big one.
Here's the thing: we're gonna need a lot of things to happen with Nintendo before we get to that point, because holy crap! I mean, have you guys tried playing multiplayer Switch Online with somebody one person in your party that has a bad connection?
It's terrible.
Oh yeah,
it ruins it for everybody. The way that they're emulating pairing with the online connection. If one person has a bad connection, everybody has a bad connection, and it's a terrible experience. So if we want Melee, which is a fighting game that requires precision and timing, you absolutely need to fix the damn servers, Nintendo. Drip and I have done a podcast on it recently. They have to fix this infrastructure on online if they're going to, number one, raise the price, number two, add GameCube with Melee, and number three, expect people to pay these prices and really be excited over everything.
Dude, the Smash Brothers thing really makes me think too. Like, that's a perfect setup too to have their own GameCube controller when they put out the next Smash too.
Well, and think about it, we don't have Smash on 64 yet, and they could do that with online.
Yeah, they could.
With the next
that's what
system
they're doing.
and the upgraded infrastructure,
That's the thing.
maybe.
Because they're supposedly upgrading all this stuff for the next system. We will see.
We will see.
That. But
I remain skeptical.
maybe that's what they're waiting on the rest of this stuff. Because I mean, even just download. We talked about the bottleneck of the Wi-Fi in the Switch. That was when I did a science class on Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go back and check that one out.
Professor Drip.
That was awesome. But it can only do so much. Like even if you fix the infrastructure, the Switch itself right now can only do so much because of the specific Wi-Fi chip it has in it. It's not capable of doing amazing things. I mean, you can have the best internet ever. I've got pretty damn good internet, but I mean, downloading a game on my Switch is like, I mean, I grow a fucking beard in the time that it takes to download a game, like a game.
Yeah. And I think also what's notable too, because I just went through it, you really got to baby the Switch when something's downloading that's big. I don't know if there's a setting that I haven't turned on. I need to figure it out. But if the Switch goes to sleep on me, the game just is like, nah, we're not going to download.
It's a setting, I think.
I got to look at it. I swear I have it set the right way, and I feel like it still is messing up. And I got to sit here and baby it, come wiggle a Joy-Con every time the screen goes dark, or come turn it back on after it turns off. It drives me insane. Like Steam Deck, it just does it. I can leave it in. Actually, to a fault, it does it, because one time I left it in its case while it was downloading a game, and that shit is hot. And it got real hot inside that case while I was just downloading a game. So that was actually a problem I found. Another reason why I think Nintendo kind of nerfs the downloads as well is for power consumption, battery consumption, and heat.
For sure.
You know,
I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if you pumped it up, they can't do it. They can't.
Right. Well, they nerfed it. Right.
The biggest thing that we need to see with Switch 2 in their advertising is better online. And it was exciting to see it with their first Switch because they showed Splatoon 2, but they showed like teams that were coming up with game plans, and then they're in this like arena basically for esports. So I think that was like they were kind of wanting that, but it's just not there. It's all peer to peer.
Ooh, unrelated, but a really good question, because I know Cheezy's a Splatoon fan, and I had experience with Splatoon 3 online. Joey Pitts asks, how does Splatoon 3 do online? That game is decent online.
Yeah, it's gotten better since the release. Like they definitely have worked on it, but you still have people that are dropping out or communication errors or whatever. So
Cheesy, I did a 12-hour stream of Splatoon back in 2022, like a month if that after the game released. Yep. And I gotta say, I gotta say, it was pretty good. Like it didn't make me want to stop. You know, it wasn't getting to the point where I wanted to stop and get frustrated. But I gotta go back and watch some of that if I can remember exactly. But I do remember
got disconnected a good bit.
The point is we got disconnected probably 2 or 3 times an hour. It was maybe more. It was pretty frustrating at times.
I really don't understand how do they get Mario Kart to just work? How does it just work? But like everything else just doesn't.
Well, like the best game so far that has worked so well is Mario Party Superstars.
I've never had a problem with that either. And what else? And like I said, Monster Hunter Rise, for some reason, it's amazing online. It's crazy.
One of the games I think has one of the bigger problems, and I'm only really speaking from my experience because I know a lot of people don't have the same experience I have with that game, but I've streamed a good bit of Super Smash Ultimate as well on Switch. And, you know, I had weird problems. Like, I wasn't allowed to be in the lobby. You guys know in the game where you can sit in the stands and watch people play, like in the waiting room, so to speak?
Yeah.
Without fail. Every single time that I had, as the streamer, I was trying to be nice and let I didn't want to play every single round. I want to get more people playing. So, and they had a feature. So I was like, okay, I'll sit in the bench. You guys play and we'll watch it on stream together. While you guys play, then I'll get in the next round. Every single time I sat in the stands, we got disconnected. And it was like the same time. Like 3, 2, 1, fight.
I do remember that.
Smash. 2 seconds later, cut. It was like clockwork. And like you could just expect it. Exactly the same point. It was like it was coded to break at that time. Like that's how it felt. So I don't know, bringing that up just because we're talking about Switch Online infrastructure, and it just reminds me how bad this service is. Drip and I are big, supporters of Nintendo Switch Online. We think it's the best deal in gaming. We think it's a great deal. But that is the worst. The worst part about Switch Online is Switch Online.
Yeah,
the
online
gaming is horrendous. Overall, when you look at it from every game, good to bad, overall, the consensus is it's horrible. So please fix it. Yes, Jeff, I'm trauma dumping on you. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's God, it pissed me off.
Man. Listen, let it go. Just let it all out.
Then we would just sit there on the stream. Yeah, the other 4 people were fighting, and then it's like, oh, sorry, stream. Now we're just gonna like.
Yeah, I was involved in a lot of those. I remember.
The other people who were sitting on the bench. I would have them like play by play what was going on.
I used to have to do it. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the actual subjects what we're talking about. We got far off on that one. Damn. Is GameCube coming to the Switch, or is this going to be a Switch 2 thing? That's what I really want to talk about.
Man.
I already said what I said, Cheezy, while you're thinking about it. I already said that I think it's a Switch 2 thing for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that they could do it now. They for sure could do it. Oh, actually, I need to turn this off. They could for sure do it. That's not the question. The question is, will they do it now or wait later? I think they will. Wait till later. It just makes sense. It's setting up everything all together. The better online, the pay increase, which we know that's going to happen. Maybe even a tier increase with a new tier after N64. It'd be GameCube. Who knows? But ultimately, it seems like it's set up perfectly for the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. And I love Nintendo for doing things that are just unexpected, like this last Direct. We're getting 3 new games with and a Zelda game, and like we all thought that the Switch was over. Well, I didn't, but Johnny did, and that's why he has to eat a chip.
Boom, 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 boom.
But Switch 2, I mean, I think that's going to be GameCube. I think that is where we would get Melee, especially not knowing if Sakurai is even working on a Smash game, if he's working on a different game. But they want to keep that Smash IP alive. That's the way to do it. Yeah,
I agree. You know, that just made me think of something else too. What if just I'm taking an idea of Geeb's and I'm going to run with this for a second. GameCube, Switch 2. I'm with you guys. I'm going to go into more detail on that in a second. But there's other systems too. Those ones are a little bit weird. They're a little weird because they've got 2 screens. But Geeb has always had this idea for the Switch 2 that it's going to be able to be played on the TV and in the handheld at the same time, kind of like the Wii U was. So what if they bring DS and 3DS games to the Switch 2 as well, but do it with that? What if they have that feature? What if that's why we haven't got that yet too?
What if that's the new tier? Is next tier
those
adding GameCube games and DS games?
But it's not whatever, $50. It's $70, whatever.
Included with everything else.
Yeah, that's just an idea. But
it's not bad.
I mean, I think that's it makes sense. But I mean,
it's too much. It's too much. There's no way.
That's all based on the fact that Geeb is right, and you can actually play the new Switch and use the TV. Suppose you have 2 screens.
You know what? I love it. Like, I think that would be so great of Nintendo to have that kind of redemption story.
Yeah.
Or like the Wii,
it'd be great.
Or the Wii U. People didn't like it. It didn't sell well. Whatever. The marketing was bad. Then you had the Switch, which was like, okay, well, the Wii U failed, and this is what we were trying to do in the first place. But if you notice, like when they announced the Switch or their investor meeting back in 2017, their like the January investor meeting, they mentioned all the consoles and said like, oh, this is why it's like the Super Nintendo. This is why it's like the N64. This is why it's like the GameCube. This is why it's like the Wii. Skipped over the Wii U. So how cool would it be of them to like give the Wii U some recognition and actually say thank you to the Wii U, because this is the success that we have gotten.
And that would be, it fits so perfectly because, you know, we don't see Nintendo do the, oh, it's just a 2. They never do it. It's always something different.
Yeah. I'm with you,
this,
man.
That would be the thing that makes this different, because this is the new way to switch. The new way to switch. It's got another way to switch. You know, it's got tabletop mode, handheld mode, docked mode, but then you have dual screen mode as well. A new way to switch.
Dang.
It adds to everything. It makes sense. I love the idea. There's a whole big thing he's got with all this, but it's great ideas. Here's what I think's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. Usually they would tell us something about Nintendo Switch online stuff at the September Direct. There's a big problem. Do you know what that problem is? There's not going to be a September Direct this year. It's not going to be one, because that's when they're going to tell us about the Switch 2. That's when they're going to show us what it is. And it's going to be released on March 10th next year. And then we'll get a Direct.
I disagree with you, man. Disagree with you. I think we're getting a Nintendo Direct. We got to learn more about like Mario Party. We got to learn more about Brothership. Like, those aren't just going to be tweets.
They might be.
They go cheesy. Cheesy.
They might be. I don't know.
What about Zelda? Because that comes out the 26th.
I
mean, they're going to throw trailers up. They're just going to throw trailers up.
Of August,
of September.
Right? Is it September?
September.
Oh, that's a good point. That's actually that. See, like, I was gonna be hateful and be like, it's just Mario Party, it's just Mario Brothership. Like, you know, those don't need a Direct, but we already seen them. Blah. But I mean,
Switch 2.
But I mean,
announcement.
But drip Zelda. It's Zelda.
September.
It's the first 2D Zelda in 11 years.
The Super Nintendo
9
Switch.
years. It's the first Zelda game, a 2D Zelda game in a decade, and you're telling me they're gonna completely just not do another Direct?
It's the first Zelda game ever. She's not getting a spotlight.
Yeah, dude, I'm torn.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
I'm torn
on the Switch too.
I was all about with drip for with there, but until I realized what Cheezy said,
it's still happening. It's still happening.
I'm literally in between you two right now, and I am literally torn between the Cheezy's idea and Drip's idea. Like, they have to have a Direct for Zelda again.
I don't know.
Unless they tweet out a treehouse and there's no Direct, but there is a big spotlight.
Which they did just do that. So it's not like a crazy thing. They just
for Zelda
put up a no. They just put up a treehouse. They didn't do it. They just tweeted like, hey.
So that's the one thing that could make Cheezy's to make Drip right and Cheesy wrong is that they really could just do a treehouse for Zelda specifically. And listen, Mario Party could get a treehouse too, but come on, Cheesy. I mean, it's Mario Party.
All right. Well, all right.
The same damn game for 20 years.
the Switch had a first look back in October 2016. Couldn't they just do something like that? And that's kind of how we got a tease at Super Mario Odyssey. It's how we got a tease at Splatoon 2. It's how we got a tease of Breath of the Wild. Well, like, we got to see more of it, I guess. So
that's true.
They could put out a video and then get everybody hyped, and then the September Direct is them talking more about the games and more of the system.
All right, I'll give you that. But let me ask you this. Even if there is a September Direct, they're not talking about Switch Online and a new system right then, are they? In September. That's when they do it, though, because that's when they started all the subscriptions, really. So they always do it in September because it's always like, oh, look at this. I mean, they've done it other times, but most of the time it's September. Because that's when they want people to re-up.
Well, when was the first time that they announced the NSO, like, that we were going to have to pay for Nintendo Online?
Man, I just did a video on all the Directs, and I could have told you like a week ago.
I think it was
all
2018.
that's left my brain. Yeah, it was in like a February Direct or something like that. And then it went into, they implemented it around that September.
Hey, I'm sorry. I interrupted. I'm thinking about a lot of things right now, but I also just saw this comment, and I feel like we're due for another chip bet or something equivalent.
Yeah, I almost said that, but I'm not doing that. Sorry.
It doesn't have to be a chip. I know you guys have done it. You hate it. You don't have to do it again, but you guys should bet something.
On a Direct? Just a Direct?
Not Triple G Podcast and Communication. Drip and Cheesy.
Man, I don't know if I'm kind of scared.
We need a bet. Like here's a good thing I think you guys could do. One person gets to write a tweet and post it from the other person's account. Whoever's right. Who's
gonna see it? 5 people on my Twitter?
Okay.
Yeah, we could think of something. What would the bet be, though?
What's a
September Direct or no September Direct?
Okay, so is that it? Because I'm still gonna just say no. I'll go along with that. We can figure out what the parameters of the bet are. I'll go along with that. No September Direct.
Isn't PAX in Australia this year?
I have no
Not
idea.
sure.
Like, there is a September. I don't know, but are we gonna get Nintendo Live again?
Maybe. I don't know because
They probably would have had to like plan for that already, right? Because it's just 2 months away now.
yeah, that's true. So now I don't know. There's too much going on. They got too much stuff going on. They're about to have a new system because it's coming out. I can tell you that for sure. It's coming out on March 10th on Mario Day on my birthday. It's happening. They've been slowly building Mario Day up for the Switch 2 release. Mario Day drops with a new 3D Mario. Done.
Okay, we'll figure out what it is, but I think we're getting a September Direct.
Yeah, I think we are now too, because where are they going to announce that new 3D Mario? It's going to be there. Shit.
I mean, even if they don't show Switch 2, if they do show it on Mario Day, like, that's cool. But I still think we get a September Direct. I would love to see more on Metroid, even though they just said 2025. Like, that could be another place that we see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Also, Splatoon has had some kind of announcement in every Direct, except for this last one. But we are going to be coming up on the Final Fest, which was September when the game released, Splatoon 3, back in 2022.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, never mind. This bet sucks.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
I was all on board with the no Direct. But no, honestly, now that I'm thinking about the way...
I'm still torn. I'm still torn between the two of you. There's a lot of reasons why they could do it in September, and there's a ton of reasons why they won't do it in September.
Well,
so
I like Direct in
know.
September now, just to give the information, whatever.
Yeah.
Let Zelda come out, and then after it's out, wait till the October sometime, and then do the Switch 2 thing, and then it just follows what the Switch did.
If it's not September, I don't think they're going to do it in 2023. Sorry, excuse me. What year is it? I don't think they're going to do it in. I don't think they're going to do it in 2024 because they're not going to do that. Listen, but hold on. They're not going to do that in October of 2024 when December of 2024 is Christmas time, and they're basically telling everyone you don't need to buy a Nintendo Switch for Christmas this year. They're not going to do that because they want the Christmas sale. So if it's not September, it's not 2024. It's January, February 2025. And then that sets up a summer release for Switch 2. I think it's the most likely scenario at this point.
I don't know if Splatoon is going to do another Final Fest. They did it for the last one, which is what set up Splatoon 3. Like, the end results of that Splatfest is what made Splatoon 3. I'm assuming they're going to do the same thing. We're doing Summer Nights, which is this weekend. That's something new, a new summer Splatfest we've never had before. And again, like, they're coming up on their 2-year anniversary. So I think they'll be doing something big. Maybe that's just a Twitter post, or that is something that they have in Nintendo Direct, because the people in Japan love Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think we've run the course of the show. That actually went a little bit long because we had that delay, and then because of the error that we had, the communication error, if you will, and all that. So only fitting that we had a communication error when we have one half of the communication error podcast with us today. So I think we are going to sign off for now. And Drip, do you want to just cut it and not do a after show either, because we are getting like late in general in the stream. It's already been an hour and 40 minutes of streaming anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm actually trying to go to bed.
All this weirdness we had tonight, I need to get this uploaded, and I have to do a little bit of editing to it now, more than I usually do because of all the issues. So we are going to sign off for now, but before we go, guys, Cheezy, where can the people find you? And that's totally not a rip from what you guys do. I didn't just take that.
Well, no, I really appreciate that you guys had me on. It's been really great to like get to meet you guys through Johnny. So I guess if I have to give him some credit or a shout out,
you don't have to give him any credit.
He needs nothing.
Okay, no,
he needs nothing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's been great to meet you guys and like get to know who you are.
Same.
Yeah, man, likewise.
Nice. Well, you can find me on Communication Error Podcast. It's a gaming debate podcast that I do with John Ebo, where, you know, we may not always agree on the topic at hand, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm also a guest on Nintendo Powercast. It's a pretty big podcast with N64 Josh, Crawler, and John Ebo. I have to do 2 shows with him. It's a nightmare. But you can also find me individually on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Cheezy C64, CheezyC 64.
Awesome, and I'd like to add to that, Cheese, you're invited. Of course, you're never obligated, but you're invited this Friday. I believe Johnny's down as well. But this Friday, Drip, Johnny, and I, and hopefully Cheesy, if he can make it, are going to be playing Switch Sports basketball. So that's going to be a ton of fun if we get everybody in there playing some basketball and shut Johnny up. I'll just team with Cheesy. I like you, but I don't like him. So can we be partners and like the people we hate? Can we be like the good guys versus the bad guys? Like, can we do that?
Yeah. So now I'm the fucking bad guy. I'm the bad guy, huh? All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you're the
it is kind
villain
of funny
here,
though, and I don't know if it's just because you both are from Philly, but I do associate Geeb and John Ebo as like the same. And Drip and I are the opposite.
White guys a little bit pudgy with beards. We all look the same.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
might be it.
One too many cheesesteaks from him and I.
There it is.
But yeah, no. So guys, make sure to follow Cheesy. We're so glad he was able to come on tonight, and hopefully have him back at some point. Drip and I we're doing good with guests this year, man. We that's one thing that we had coming into this year. We were like, we want to get more guests on the show and be guests more often. So we're accomplishing that this year. So I'm so happy that we're able to do that. Hey, Drip, where people find you?
YouTube.com/DripMediaGaming. All the other places don't matter.
And I stream on Twitch a couple times a week. So make sure to hop over there. We're having a lot of fun again this Friday. Should be a ton of fun. I make videos. At least I did. I haven't made a single one in 2024, but who knows? Maybe that time's coming soon. I don't know. So yeah, guys, we're going to wrap up for now and stream as well, including the audio people, because we've gone a little bit long tonight. So we're going to wrap up for now, and we are going to see you guys next week.
Later.